What's going on, internet? I am the masked man, and this morning I heard about a story on the Ricky Smiley morning show where this white lady got upset with Wendy Williams because Wendy Williams spoke out against women breastfeeding in public, and the crew basically were in consensus saying that breastfeeding is the most natural thing in the world. They were pretty much agreeing with what the white lady had to say, basically, to sum it up. They were saying that breastfeeding is the most natural thing in the world. Ricky Smiley himself said that when he sees a woman breastfeeding, he doesn't think about anything sexual. Nothing sexual comes over him. The brat was saying that it's very natural. It's very natural. I think that word came up a lot. Um, um, and that's a theme that I've heard, with women and being women in the conversation of should they be able to breastfeed in public and how the general public should feel about it. I saw, you know, a YouTube channel, and I'll leave a link to the specific video that I'm talking about. I saw a YouTube channel where this young woman, I don't know what her ethnicity is, but she looked like she could be mixed with something black, but I'm not sure. She could be I don't know what she is. I just say that she's racially ambiguous to my untrained eyes. So she made a video that was about 2 minutes long, and in the beginning of the video, she did it from the neck up in like the first 10 or 15 seconds, and she basically gave people a disclaimer, that if they were somewhat offended or if they were somewhat taken aback, if they were immature, something in that context. And then she did, another minute and 30 seconds to 2 minutes of just showing her bare breast and explaining how breasts did not represent sexuality, that breasts were about producing milk, that they are not there to be sexual objects that men should gush over, that men should worry about. And she tried to give some kind of deep, intellectual, metaphysical, you know, um, perspective on what the female breast is made for and what it's supposed to do. And at the time, I attempt in most cases to try to be as intellectually fair as I can be. I'm a biased guy. I'm not really that opinionated because I spend most of my time consuming things that entertain me. So things that I like does not really require me to cultivate an opinion. So I can't really call myself opinionated, but occasionally subjects will arise that I feel one way or another about. And I try to give people, the benefit of the doubt that they're at least being sincere with whatever they're presenting to the audience. So I saw the video and I said, this woman is beautiful. She's a gorgeous woman. She has very nice breasts. Her breasts are beautiful. Her face is beautiful. Her body is beautiful. I haven't seen her booty. Well, actually, I have. Her whole body is beautiful. She's a gorgeous woman, and she's making this video about how breasts should be perceived, and I'll just have to respect her opinion. But when I came back to her channel and browsed her channel a little bit more, I saw a video that she did. And this video is not about her. I'm just making an example. I saw a video that she did about breastfeeding with implants. She did a video called Breastfeeding with Implants. Now, I'm not a plastic surgery expert, but when I first saw her, I was not, I didn't comprehend, or I didn't put it together that she possibly may have had breast implants. To my untrained eyes, her breasts look natural. Her breasts look, real. Like, so I'm just looking at this and I said, here's a beautiful woman with gorgeous breasts, and she don't want people to think sex when they look at her bare breast or when they see her breastfeeding. And she has an opinion on the subject, and she made this video and put it out for the world. And I'll just have to deal with what she had to say. But then I see a video that she made about breastfeeding with implants, and seeing as how she had a bunch of videos on the subject of breastfeeding, I said, maybe she doesn't actually have breast implants. Maybe she's just an expert on the subject of breastfeeding in general, and she's going to inform other women who actually do have breast implants how they would feed with breast implants. So I check out the video, and she's breastfeeding one of her children. I believe that this woman has 2 or 3 children, and she says that she is not in a relationship with the father of the child. I'm just making commentary, not judging. And she's breastfeeding one of her children in the video. I think it was a boy, and the boy can speak. And she, at the very end of the video, she says, for those of you who are wondering whether or not I have implants, yes, I do have implants, and you can breastfeed with breast implants. So and she had another video, just to be comprehensive. She had another video where she was talking about breastfeeding while having sex. Now, I didn't actually watch that video, but she was talking about, there's a video that had to do with breastfeeding while having sex with somebody. So she's got about, I don't know, like 50 videos, most of which she has her breast out, some of which she's feeding her children, some of which, there are tutorials. I saw a decent video on something she did talking about metastasis, where one of the ducts to give milk will get clogged up, and it'll cause women a lot of pain, and it'll cause them to like have fevers and get sick. And she was talking about the procedure on how to unclog your breast, naturally. So I think she does have like some level of understanding, and does provide some good information. But most of the videos that I saw don't have any significant educational value, other than the first one I saw, which was about how breasts should be perceived, and the second and the other one I saw on metastasis. Now you can check this woman's channel out for yourself and figure out, the depths of her knowledge on the subject of breastfeeding. But I say all of that to say that if a woman is going to have this ideology that breast are non-sexual. If that woman in particular, a woman who makes videos educating women on how to breastfeed and on the importance of breastfeeding and how natural it is, and made a whole video admonishing people on the fact that breasts are non-sexual. What motivated somebody with of that opinion to get breast implants in the first place? If breasts are not tied to sexuality, in your opinion, and that's your philosophy, what motivated you to get breast implants, to augment your breasts, to make them bigger, fuller, plumper, to go up a cup size? To what motivated you to have surgery to enlarge your breast? I just think that people, women in particular, who are clamoring for the right to breastfeed in public, and who are, pitching a fit when people say something negative against them, or when other people look at them in what they would be considered an immature way or a chauvinistic way. I just have to say that I think that these women are just looking for attention. I think these women just want to be seen. They want to be noticed. They want to be looked at. And not only do they want attention, but they want a particular kind of attention. They want to show their bare breast, and they want to get positive, views on it. They want to be looked at positively for mothering their child. They want to be looked at as positively by society. They want to be seen in this glorious light. I'm a mother, and I'm nursing and I'm nurturing my child. They're looking for appreciation for, feeding their child in public, whipping out a titty any time that is necessary, whenever and wherever it's necessary to whip my titty out. I'm gonna do that for the benefit of my child. Now, I'm no expert. And a common thing that women who want to breastfeed, and I think even what the woman said in one of her videos was that men have breasts, and I think she said animals have breasts and whatever, and men's breasts produce milk just like women's breasts. Well, I've heard that before, but I'm not familiar on what happens. Like, what is the procedure for a man to lactate? What is the procedure that would make a man produce milk? I don't know what actually causes a man to produce milk, or what would cause a woman who has never had children or who is not pregnant. I don't know what would cause her to produce milk. But females have a different fat composition than males do. Their bodies work different, and their breast, and the way that they shaped, even women with very small breasts, very tiny breasts, have a roundness and a shape to how their chest is, even if they're very skinny, that is different from a man. So how their composition is different. The same with hips and the same with legs. It's a difference in composition. If you want to make the argument that breasts are not sexual, well, a lot of shit that men are into is not particularly, made or created or invented or designed or whatever the fuck you want to make it to be fucked. I like nice feet on a woman. Feet are not made to be fucked. Feet are made for walking. That's what feet are for. Feet are not fuckable per se, but I like it when a woman has nice, well kept feet. Booty, regardless of what you think, is not necessarily made to be fucked either. So if a man likes a woman with a nice butt, the anus, if he likes if a man likes a woman with a nice butt, her butt, a woman's butt, her anus does not produce any natural lubrication for him to be able to fuck her without going through some kind of elaborate procedure to make it where he doesn't hurt her or hurt himself, or they have an accident. There's like steps for a man to fuck a woman in the ass. So the butt in and of itself is not designed with any type of sexual, connotations, but men, that don't stop men from loving women with nice asses. Most men, a lot of men say they're not even into that. They're not even into doing a woman in the butt actually. They don't even really like that. But they like ass anyway. Even even though all they do basically is grab it and smack it. Now there's this phenomenon of dudes eating the butt, but that's something that's relative, that's just recently became popular and trendy. But so feet, not particularly sexual. Butts, not particularly sexual. Legs, what you gonna do with a bitch's legs? What you gonna do with a bitch's knees? What you gonna do with thighs? Besides rub on them, they're not really particularly sexual. You gonna tell a woman who shows up to the workplace in a skirt, just short enough, just long enough to keep you from seeing the top, the vagina, just long enough to keep you from seeing the vagina. This is a work environment, and she shows up with an extremely short skirt. You're gonna tell her that she's not being unprofessional, that she's not being distracting. There are men in this country, in this society, that have some kind of attraction to a woman with smooth, shiny, well-formed thighs and calf muscles, and they into that shit. They like it. I like it as well. Now, I'm not gonna beat you up about it if you show up anywhere dressed like that, but I am gonna notice. So legs, feet, calves, knees, thighs, not made for sex, not designed for sex, has nothing to do with having sex. Some men like a woman with nice, firm midsection, stomach. I particularly like it when a woman has abs. I know a lot of men probably don't like that, but I think it looks great. I don't like it if she's overly muscular or overly built, but I think it can look good on a woman. Beyonce had abs at one point. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Nice hourglass shape and like some definition in the belly region. Janet Jackson had abs. I think it looked good on her too. But a stomach's not sexual. It's not gonna look out of place for a girl to show up to church in a belly shirt, with a ring in her belly button, with a ring in her belly button. That's not gonna look weird. So I say that is, you can argue what the breast actually is for and what it's not for. I'm not an expert on that. I don't know how the breast came to be viewed as a sexual object, or how the female got objectified. But this white woman that came at Whitney Williams' neck and Ricky Smiley and that crew, they are all endorsing ghetto-ness, ghetto behavior. I don't know if it's because the woman is white, you don't think that she can be ghetto, but it's ghetto to say that I'm going to do what I want to do, where I want to do it, and it don't matter how anybody else feels about it. If you're a woman with a child and you need to breastfeed your child, or if you need to feed your child, number one, bitch, your child is not gonna starve to death in the time that it takes you to go somewhere privately. That's number one. And number two, there is a lot of things you can do to always be prepared so you don't make a spectacle of yourself. So you don't make a show of yourself. I'm all for women showing their titties. If you want to get butt ass naked like the girl who got naked in Miami and just had ketchup and water and straws thrown on your ass, knock yourself out. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna watch that bitch that got naked. That was crazy. That bitch was beautiful. She was too goddamn fine to be doing that. She should have been a stripper or a porn star. She shouldn't have been doing that for free. Body was amazing, immaculate. But I don't care. Do what you want to do. But if you have like this, if it's about feeding your child, then what happened? Then what happened to being prepared? How many types of breast pumps exist on the market? Like, how many exist? Like, I think it's a lot. You can breastfeed, you can pump the milk from yourself, refrigerate or freeze it, and whenever you need to go out with your child, you can be prepared to feed your child. Now, I don't know the schedules of when a baby gets hungry or how you feed a baby or when a baby needs what it needs, but damn, I know that a lot of people feed their babies with bottles, and if it's so important to you to feed your child breast milk instead of Similac, which is probably the best thing, I think that it would make sense for you to be prepared, for whenever the occasion arose where you would have to feed your child. So really it's a lack of preparedness on your part if it's really about, the nutrition and the health of the baby. It's ghetto on your part to feel like everybody should want to see it. Everybody should want to look at it, and everybody should just deal with what you want to do and how you want to behave, and everybody else is fucked up for having a problem with it. That's ghetto. It's like, what happened to class? I'm not that dude, but do you not have any class that you just are unconcerned that somebody may not want to look at a titty in Starbucks while they're sipping their coffee and drinking their bagel, sipping their coffee and eating their bagel? You think that everybody want to look at that? Natural this, natural that. Peeing is more natural, but motherfuckers don't get up in the middle of a restaurant and piss on the floor. There's a place, there's a time, there's a designated area to do everything. So if this is some movement that you want to have, some conversation that you want to move forward, then if you want to have designated areas where women can be to breastfeed, where women can go to breastfeed or go to pump milk, or go to do what they got to do, outside of the view of people who don't want to look at that until society has transformed to a place where we're so comfortable that we don't mind anymore. Because there got to be like some transitional period between you doing that shit everywhere and people being able to put it out of their mind and not react to it. So if you're not interested in meeting people halfway, then you a white ghetto bitch. You a ghetto white bitch. That's all there is to it. Goddamn. I mean, there's another video I saw, and I've been wanting to just work this into a conversation for any way I could. And I think this is a good time to do it. But there's a white bitch. She was in Germany. And she was butt ass naked, and she had the names of certain clothes written on her body. She had like bra, slip, this, skirt, whatever. She had it written on her body. Bad. She was drop dead gorgeous the first time I saw her, but then when I looked at her again, I'm like, okay, this bitch obviously had some work done. And so she's butt ass naked, butt, booty, cheeks, ass naked. And nobody at all is giving her any attention. Nobody. Not one person bats an eyelash. Not one eyelash at this bitch being butt ass naked in high heels, wearing like some kind of bag and walking on buses. Nobody reacts to her at all. Not at all. Don't look at her at all. Don't give a fuck. They just going where they got to go. There was no reaction. So when I looked at that, I was like, what is her point? Because they do not react. Was she trying to show how sophisticated and how evolved the German society has become, that she can be butt ass naked and nobody gave a fuck? Like nobody cared? Is that what she was trying to prove? Because if that was the point, then I think she proved it. But what I believe her point was, is that she got this nice ass, fly ass, fine ass body that she done had a little work done to. She exercises, and I'm all for augmentation if it looks nice. Cause I tell you, the first woman I mentioned, beautiful. I couldn't even tell she had work done. There's not no big ass scar that you see in black pornos where these bitches got huge ass gashes and none of that. Shit was beautiful. But this white lady that was naked on the train in some high heels, she had a nice face, nice body, not an ounce of fat on her. It's like that takes work. It takes work to look that good. And when you look that good, sometimes you just want to show what you got. You want to show it off. You want to show it to the world. But you just need a justification. You need a reason to get butt ass naked for the world to see. You need a reason. You need some kind of justification. White bitch, I got a statement. I got a social statement. I'm trying to make a comment on commentary in society, and I'm gonna write words on my body and get naked. Yeah, that'll give me a good reason to get naked. This white bitch, ghetto than a motherfucker, want to do what she want, where she want to do it, and don't give a fuck about what you think. Ghetto as hell, belligerent, not willing to have any type of dialogue on the subject, not willing to have you understand it's natural. Well, bitch, pissing is natural too. Should I do that on the floor next to you? They can mop it up. The piss didn't hit you. The piss didn't hit you. You used to the smell of urine. You pee every day. It ain't like you ain't never seen or smelt it before. You got a damn baby anyway that you breastfeed in front of me. But I can't piss? Bitch, they can clean this shit up. It'll all be over. What are you talking about? So the girl in the first girl I mentioned, the spiritual, racially ambiguous chick, she got a beautiful body. Want attention, maybe want a little YouTube money. Not really, not really deep, not real, don't really have anything substantial to talk about, but I look damn good. And I'm not trying to fuck a bunch of men. I'm really not a hoe. I got a couple of babies, but that was just, relationship that doesn't work out. That could happen to anybody. But, I got a beautiful body, and I want other people to see it. I want other people to notice my beautiful body. I want positive attention. I want to be appreciated for how good I look and how hard I worked on this body. I look good, and I'm not no dummy. I'm not a dumb chick. I'm articulate. I can speak well. So how am I going to get this attention? I think I'll make YouTube videos where I show my bare breast, which will get a lot of views because a lot of perverts are gonna watch it, but they ain't gonna have the courage to make all these sexual comments, and I can just delete those. But under the guise of I'm breastfeeding and I'm teaching and I'm showing, under the guise of education, which is few and far between as far as I could find or as far as I was interested to look. I'm gonna do that, and that's gonna get me the attention I want. So that's pretty much what I had to say on the subject of women breastfeeding in public. I really look at breastfeeding in public like public displays of affection. I've never been a fan of that. I've never been a fan of seeing motherfuckers hold hands and kiss each other in public. That is some shit you should do in private. If you kissing a motherfucker in the middle of the mall, if you just standing in the middle of Macy's tonguing a motherfucker down, you want to be seen. You putting on a show. And I'm going to start carrying around singles so I can throw dollars at your ass. And if you holding hands, I always think, two words. Every time I see any two people, two girls, a girl and a guy, or the alternative, I always think it's cuffing season. It's cuffing season. Unless you're pulling your child or walking a blind person or praying, there's no practical reason that two people need to hold hands. You putting on a show. You are putting on a show. Somebody want to kiss somebody before they go to work, or they want to do what they want to do. Really, it doesn't matter what you do. Really, it doesn't. But I see that you're looking for attention. I just notice it. I'm just filing it away in my mind that you're doing this to be seen. You're not doing this because it's genuine. You're not doing this because you want to do it. You're doing this for attention. I see you. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't telling you you should or you shouldn't do it. It is or it isn't right or whatever. But I see that your public display of affection is not because you're overwhelmed with love, joy, and attraction. It's not for real. It's a show for the people. And that white lady that got mad at Wendy Williams. And Wendy Williams is not somebody that I particularly hold in high esteem or in high regard. But people can be wrong and right a lot of times. They can be wrong about some things, right about some things. They can be messy. They can be gossipy. They can be, destructive. People are complex. So on the issue of breastfeeding in public, I ain't really got a problem with what Wendy Williams had to say on the subject, as best as I was able to ascertain from what Ricky Smiley's morning show reported on her words. So I just want to say, stop believing that white people can't be ghetto or that white people can't do and say and act ghetto. They're the inventors of the ghetto. They're the creators of the ghetto. The white man is the original. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do, and I don't give a fuck if you like it. I don't know why you think white people can't do that dumb ghetto shit, and they can't talk about and advocate, anything that they decide that they're interested in. But this video has run on pretty long. Let me know what you think about what I had to say. Leave it in the comments. Tell me what you think about breastfeeding. I'm going to try to remind myself to put links in the description. If anybody watches this long ass video, they make it to the end and I didn't include links, remind me to include links. There was Spiritual Girl, just remind me, Spiritual Girl, the one that she made where she was bare breasted, and the one that she made where she was talking about feeding with breast implants. And there may have been another video that I can't recall that I wanted to post, but just remind me if I don't post any links. I will post links if you remind me, if you watch this video. Anyway, comment, leave, like the video, dislike the video, be honest. Subscribe to my channel if you desire, but I would prefer that you watch and comment. If there's any story that you would like me to talk about, if there's any subject that you would like me to cover, you can send me an email at themrmaskman@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter and find me on Facebook at themrmaskman@gmail.com. And you can go to Daily Motion and find some of my stuff at the Mr. Mask Man. I think I said at gmail.com and the other ones. It's just the Mr. Mask Man in all the places. That's all I got. That's all I got to say about this subject. And I will see you in the next video.